All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I said that I would be here at 7. What time is it? It's 7:02. I was only 2 minutes late. Okay. So it is 7:02. I was only 2 minutes late to the broadcast. Okay. Let me actually, boom, bang. But then now I need to do this. Okay. So wait, let me lift it just a little bit. Um, so yeah. Okay. Y'all don't pay attention to my bed because my bed is all types of, my bed is all types of crazy right now while I'm moving everything and shifting and shaking everything and all that jazz. So I have my phone just because I prefer the quality of like how it looks on my phone over my computer screen. And that is just how it goes. So for all of the people who are tuning in, this is a special edition of Can We Talk for the Patreon people as well as the YouTube subscribing stickered people. Y'all caught it live. Yes. Why did I read this title in T.S. Madison's voice? Love the pics. Hey, y'all. What's good? Freedom. What's good, John Wells? What's good, Chanel Mullings? So what I am going to do right now while y'all are on here is I'm going to figure out what the fuck is going on with my stickers. Because I know that last time a lot of you all were like, we want to be able to do X, Y, and Z. We want to be able to pay the kids. We want to be able to do, the things of the things. And I want y'all to be able to do the things of the things as well. So I wanted to come, and while y'all are on here, I just wanted to see like how we can help fix this entire thing. So, oh, I paid for Cartoon Network, bitch. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Like I'm looking through this thing trying to figure out how to help everybody here, and realize that apparently I have a subscription to Cartoon Network on YouTube, which is funny. But anyway, I wanted to go to my YouTube studio so I can figure out why my stickers are not working. Somebody asked me last time why I didn't have them and why I didn't have like the super people or whatever. And I was just like, okay, like I want to have the super people. And so supers are these things, like supers are these things that apparently you can have. Oh, and I thought, okay, y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all remember when I like lied to y'all and told y'all that I did it? I didn't do it. Y'all remember when I lied to y'all and told you that I had set it up? I thought that I did because I got an email. I got a whole email and like they didn't. I got a whole email and y'all, like I swear to God, like I'm not lying. I got a whole email and they was just like, oh, fill this out and then like all of your stuff will be ready. And apparently it wasn't. So I'm sorry, you all. I am so sorry. Like I dead ass was just like, I thought that it was safe because I got one of these little email thingies. I'm bouncing back and forth between the StreamYard and y'all. So give me, whatever. Keep Cartoon Network for the childish trade. First of all, trade. I don't like trade. I have one piece of trade in my life, and he's been in my life since I was 19. Okay. Disable super chat, disable super stickers. So apparently it's on. Okay. No super chats yet. You weren't able to show super chats. Okay. So I'm not sure if this means that if you continue, your fans will no longer be able to see super chat. Okay. Wait. So close. Never mind. So now that I did it, you all, the super chat is on. Like now that I've done it, the super chat is on. Apparently, I think so. Maybe if you think about it twice hard on a good Sunday afternoon. If you think about it twice hard on a good Sunday afternoon, the super chats should be activated. Let me see what it's looking like on my actual YouTube page. Let me see what it looks like on my channel. I've already got my volume turned down, so it should not whatever, but I just want to make sure that you all have the ability to do whatever it is that y'all need to do. Okay, so boom, I see it, right? The super chat thing is right here. And then it'll say like super sticker or super chat, and then like you pay a thing. Oh, that is so cute. Okay, great. So it's there. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. Like, I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. The super chat is up. So for all of you people that were asking me about super chat is up. It's there. So if you want to support the kid tonight while I'm giving out and disseminating these messages, then you can feel free to do so. But let me tell y'all what I came here to talk about tonight. So tonight, I dead ass came here just to talk a little bit about being yourself. So this is gonna be a little bit of a story time, but not really, but kind of sorta, but not really, but kind of sorta, if you think about it real hard on a good day, plus Tuesday with your best friend in the backseat of a Cadillac, okay? So first and foremost, like I remember like there was a whole point in time and there was a whole point in my life. I'm just gonna bounce back and forth between the laptop and looking at my phone, because what happens is I really like the way that it looks on my phone, but my laptop is the one that has all the information and I don't have a place to put it in front of me just yet. But nevertheless, you all, the thing that has plagued me since I was younger, and I think that a lot of us have probably had this issue, is that when I was younger, I wanted to be like everybody else. Like I wanted whatever the hot people were doing, whatever the fun kids were doing, whatever all of the kids that had like the most friends or the most popularity were doing. That is what the fuck I wanted to do. And so if they were jumping off cliffs, bitch, then you goddamn right, I was right behind them doing some dumb shit, like jumping off a cliff. And what I realized is that, especially like as a little gay Black boy, like when I was growing up, like a lot of the stuff that I was trying to keep up with, like I couldn't, there was no way that I could keep up with it because I was a boy. And so like I couldn't go get romance curls, ponytails when they were like in style. I couldn't get the big old floofy ones like when they were in style. I couldn't wear like certain outfits and have them look a certain way. Like the girls were doing. And so it was just, I was like wrecking my brain trying to figure out how to have these androgynous versions of all of these things. And then that carried on into my adult life because as trans women, a lot of the time what we do is that we see other trans women or we see cis women and there's this need to emulate. There's this need to replicate this thing that you feel like makes you more of a whatever. And I don't know, you all, like there came a point where I was just like, you gotta be yourself, bitch. You gotta be your motherfucking self. And the point where that came was actually fairly recently. And I was sitting in a group of girls that I don't have a lot of trans friends. Let me preface this conversation by saying that. I do not have a lot of trans friends, and it's not on purpose. It's just because usually, me and trans women just don't really, it's not even that we don't click, it's just that I don't have a lot of, honestly, what I can say is that I don't know a lot of trans women that dislike me, but I also just don't know a lot of trans women that I have a lot of things like in common with, or in common enough with that they become a part of my everyday, all the time circle of girls. And I want to change that. That's something that I definitely want to make sure that, I'm working on doing. But at the same time, like I don't believe in forcing friendships. If there's a trans girl out there and we're meant to be like besties or whatever the case may be, it'll happen when it happens. And if it doesn't happen, then it just doesn't happen. And life moves on for the both of us, whatever. But I was with a group of these girls and they were kind of bangy. And that's the word that I use for my ghetto girls because I don't like the idea of just being like, oh, them bitches was hood as fuck, right? So what I've learned from some of my other friends is that, you say bangy fish, right? Or bangy cunt. So, true Rose, we gonna get into it. Rose. But so essentially I was with my banji people. They had invited me out after like some event or something that we were at. And we were all out eating. And what had happened was, in the midst of all of this eating or whatever, I'm sitting back and I'm uncomfortable because there is a lot of display that is going on that I don't normally engage in. So there's a lot of like, yes, and a lot of, oh my God, and fucking with the waiters and things like that I don't normally get into. I don't really get into, like all of this extra loud, all of this extra flirtery with the waiters or whatever, especially when it's clear that there's a table full of trans people, or like it can be assumed that there's a table full of trans people because there might be one or two people at the table that don't pass as well. And so it's just one of those things where I like to fly under the radar. One, just because. And then two, just because you don't know how people are going to react. Everybody doesn't take it with a grain of salt. Everybody doesn't laugh it off. And everybody is not just going to roll their eyes, and keep it pushing. Some people like really get up in their bag and get all up in their motherfucking feelings. And so this particular night, I was just like, well, I want to be a part of the crowd. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I don't want to be that one girl that fucks up for everybody else, because everybody already thinks that like Hope is so pretentious and Hope is so X, Y, and Z. So I was just like, step out of your shell, do something that you don't normally do, and just have fun. They having fun, you have fun. They clearly do this all the time, so obviously it must be safe. Like, bitch, let's just be somebody that we're not, right? And so I start engaging with the waiter. I start, talking shit just all loud. The music comes on. I'm twerking too. I'm just whatever. And at the end of the night or whatever, when everything is time to like get paid and, X, Y, and Z, these girls are like going back and forth about who's going to pay what. Okay. So I've already paid my ticket. I'm sitting at the table just like, okay, girl, we done gave all of the ratchetry. We done gave all of the ratchet shit tease. And y'all done fuck with these people all motherfucking night. And now bitches is looking like, who gonna pay my check, right? So all of this stuff is going down. Money is being exchanged. Money is being cashed out. Niggas are waiting, bitches is waiting on niggas to send money. Like all of this crazy shit that just I felt like was fucking unnecessary for all of the shit that you put the wait staff through. And come to find out, the only person that did not fucking tip, right? The only person that did not fucking tip, thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Kai Chanel. That's my baby. Thank you, Jasmine. Y'all better come through. So essentially, at the end of the night, like after all of that shit that they did, after all of that shit that they started, after all of this stuff that they had going on, like these bitches didn't even fucking tip. And I'm just like, how do y'all, like, what is going, like, how do y'all not tip? So now the wait staff is pissed. And not just the wait staff, but even the fucking manager, because the manager was playing real motherfucking coy. The manager was like, oh, yeah, because at the end of the day, she was still trying to treat us like people, and she was still trying to acknowledge the fact that, you know what, they may have a coin. I'm not going to dismiss them because they in here acting whatever. They may have a coin to give, and I'm going to make sure that they get the best service. Now, usually that does not always happen, because bitches will treat you some type of way, especially if they feel like you're LGBTQ or queer, and especially Black trans women. But this lady had been patient, and I can tell she had been being patient with us, because she had been over us from the first time that one of the girls was flirting with, the server. And next thing we motherfucking know, okay, one of the boys gets mad. And he comes back over to the table and was very frank about it and was like, yo, y'all been here for like almost 4 hours. Y'all been harassing us. Y'all been doing X, Y, and Z. And like, y'all ain't got the nerve. Y'all don't even have the motherfucking decency to tip. Now, mind you, this was one of the times where I did tip because I felt guilty for engaging in the bullshit, right? So I feel guilty for engaging in the bullshit. And so I tipped, and I think I tipped like $20. But mind you, like I said, when that shit first came, I paid mine immediately. I didn't make them wait. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, it was one of those things where it was like, because mine was the first one to go, it was also the first one that was forgotten. So when he comes and he's giving his whole spiel about X, Y, and Z and how, we've been acting up and doing da 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 da, I was like, well, calm down. What the fuck did I do that for? Because homie went off. Nah, ain't no motherfucking calm down. We done been da-da-da-da-da, this, that, and the third, and y'all got the nerve to sit up here, and none of y'all bitches tip. None of y'all motherfucking bitches tip. I could call you out of your motherfucking name, but I ain't gonna do that. I could say a bunch of shit, but I ain't gonna motherfucking do that. But you ain't gonna tell me to calm down, and we done worked, we done saved my motherfucking team up here. Homie went slap ass the fuck off. So I'm sitting here just like, but I paid my tip. And I didn't really want to engage in this whole thing. But then he hit me with and you was the main one. You all on the table, you laughing, you giggling, y'all dancing and shit. I need to get the fuck up out of here. Get the fuck up out of here. So at this point, I don't know whether to respond or if I should just get the fuck up out of here. Because I'm just like, it doesn't make sense for me to try to defend myself in this moment. And it doesn't make sense for me to try to tell him, like, oh, but I paid and like they did it. Because then what's going to happen is they're going to look at me on some shit. Come on, Sarah. Love you, Sarah. Come on. Hey, queen. But it was one of those things where, like, at this point now, I'm tripping because I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should, low-key throw them under the bus and be like, but I paid my motherfucking ticket, like, da-da-da, and go back at him. Or if I should just walk away with my tail tucked between my legs, because at the end of the day, what I'm not going to do is throw Black trans women under the bus. And I also was engaging in the fuckery, even though it was not something that I would normally do. So I chose the latter. I chose to just go ahead and walk away from the situation and not engage in the fuckery. But here's where it gets motherfucking interesting. So we get in the car. And when we get in the car to get ready to go back to the hotel conference center, wherever the fuck we were going at, one of the girls was like, bitch, ho, why the fuck you let him talk to you like that, girl? Like, it couldn't have been me, da-da-da-da-da. I'm already pissed because I caught the brunt of all of the shit, even though it wasn't me. And granted, y'all, I know that I listen to me, okay? I know that I was wrong because I was engaging in the behavior as well. But at the time, I was upset because I felt like nobody was understanding where the fuck I was coming from about this bullshit, which was the fact that y'all were hyping everything up. And I felt like if I did not hype everything up with y'all, that I was going to be the Debbie Downer. I was going to be the party pooper. I was going to be that person that was just throwing off the energy. And so what I did was I fed into the bullshit. And then I caught all hell broke loose on me, even though I was the only person that paid my motherfucking check. So now it's going into the real motherfucking conversation. Oh, see, I told y'all she thinks she better than us. She think that she better than us. Oh, bitch, don't nobody care that you paid a little funky ass motherfucking check. Don't nobody give a fuck that you gave him a tip. Like, oh, bitch, this, that, and the third. Like, blah, 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 blah. And the entire time that this is going on, I'm just like, I'm gonna have to beat this bitch ass. Because I'm not like, these are Banji girls. So it ain't no talking. And I'm from Miami, so I know it ain't no motherfucking talking, bitch. So if she get up out of her motherfucking seat and she start getting too rowdy in this back seat, then I'm gonna have to beat this bitch ass. And sure enough, as all of this stuff is going on, thank you, trans thug. I appreciate you. Come on, and I love the Abby that you have. I live the brain getting fucked because I'm here about that. So basically, what ended up happening was exactly what the fuck I thought was gonna happen. The shit escalated. So now I'm pissed, and I'm back in the projects. And the girl who was driving, she was trying to de-escalate the situation, but it had already gone too far. So now I'm sitting there just like, okay, bitch, you've got me all the way fucked up. Pull the car over. Because, bitch, you're not going to keep talking shit. So when I said that, the girl who was driving was like, ho. And I was like, pull this bitch over. Please. So at this point, she gets ready to pull the car over. The girl in the back seat, now she hella rowdy. Oh, bitch, you want to fight? Oh, bitch, you want to? Oh, I've been waiting. And so the girls in the back are trying to calm her down. And she's just like, nah, because this bitch thinks she better than us. She thinks she fucking better than us. She was too good to have a good time any motherfucking way. Bitch, you should have just left. You should have just motherfucking left. She thinks she better than us. Oh, but bitch, if you want to fight, let's fight. So we pull the car over. We are in like this Walgreens CVS sort of parking lot. Is empty. And it was about like 3 a.m. So we sitting here in this motherfucking empty ass parking lot. I'm like pulling my motherfucking wig up, bitch. Like I'm doing all of the things. She pulling her wig up. We taking off shoes and all type of shit. And so at this point, the girl who was driving and the girls that was in the back seat was just like, y'all do not need to be out here fucking fighting. Y'all do not need to be out here fighting. It's not that serious. Da 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 da. So as we doing all of this, some niggas come up. Okay. So as we doing all of this, some niggas come up. And I hate to say it like this, you all, but black men ain't shit. Black men ain't shit. Like, black men really just ain't shit. Because they didn't come up to help break up the fight. all y'all see is like about 5 or 6 black girls out here about to throw down. And y'all don't come to break up the fight. Y'all come to record the fight. So now that kind of pisses me off, because if y'all know me, I don't like giving black, cis heterosexual black men the satisfaction of, trans people or LGBT people arguing in public. I don't like to do that. That's one of the things that, like, if I have to choose between whooping your motherfucking ass or, proving them wrong or not giving them entertainment, I'm going to always choose to not give them entertainment. So for me, it was one of those moments where I was just like, I'm not going to do this in front of them. So she's still going off. She's still acting up, she's still being Benji, X, Y, and Z. And she's just like, oh, nah, bitch, you want it back? I said, no, I'm not doing this in front of them. I'm not doing this in front of them. That's what they want to see. They want to see da 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 da. So at this point, she gets all upset and she was like, oh, bitch, because at the end of the day, I beat a tranny ass. I beat any one of you motherfucking trannies ass, because now it's anybody in the car can get it because she mad. So now it's just, I beat any one of you trannies up out here. Y'all hoes don't know me. Da, 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 da. This is why I don't fuck with bitches. This is why I don't do X, Y, and Z. And this whole motherfucking thing then escalates to a whole nother level. Because now these men who might have suspected, might not have suspected, are now just like, oh, so these are niggas. Cool. So in the midst of us going off, she going off, we finally get her back in the car. We're trying to get in the car. They all recording all of this bullshit. And from what I saw, you all, I felt like they was trying to plan on some like jump shit. I felt like they were trying to get their shit for giggles because we didn't give them the fight that they were looking for. So now I felt like they were looking for ways to get their shits and giggles and get their laughs off. And I felt like they was trying to set up some shit where they were going to do the record, like, oh, you hit her and I'm going to record you hitting her kind of vibe. I've had that happen to me before, and I wasn't here for it. So we finally got sis in the car. We get back to the hotel. And for me, the rest of the conference was ruined. And at that point, I wasn't doing like keynotes and stuff or whatever the case may be. I was just an attendee. And for me, the rest of the conference was ruined. I didn't want to go to anything else the next day. I didn't want to do shit because like those bitches had really rubbed my soul the wrong way. But all of that could have been avoided if I would have just been myself. If I would have just been myself, and if I would have just stuck to my guns, and if I would have just stayed reserved and just been who Hope normally is in those settings, then none of that stuff would have happened. I could have been able to alleviate the situation. I would have been able to to apply less pressure to the situation because I wouldn't have been inebriated. I wouldn't have been, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have been inebriated. I wouldn't have been, low-key tipsy. I wouldn't have been so ready to get high-strung about the situation because I had already turned myself up and I was already in the mood. And I just felt like had I been myself and had I done what I needed to do for myself, then what would have happened was I would have been able to either tell myself, like she said, I would have left early and got my own car back, or 2, when everything started to pop off, I would have known that I ain't have shit to do with that and minded my motherfucking business. And it's one of those things where I'm going to encourage and remind y'all, like, sometimes it's better to be yourself than to be the person that you feel like you have to be in this crowd. There are a lot of motherfuckers out there that are going to tell you who you have to be, what you got to look like, what you're supposed to look like, what your story is supposed to look like. And they're doing that because they have this idea in their head about how they want to dress you up. And I think that what folks need to realize is that there are some people out here that are Barbie dolls, and there are other motherfuckers out here that are manufacturers. And there are some people that assume because you look a certain way or because your story is written a certain way that they can dress you up, that they can manufacture you. And I like to make it a point that a bitch can't manufacture me. I'm not your Barbie. And it's not just talking about some aesthetic shit. It's not just talking about the outside. It's talking about the inside. It's talking about the ways in which people feel like they can manipulate your mind because of the things that you've been through in your life. And if you are just hell-bent on being yourself, a bitch can't get that far. When you are hell-bent on being yourself, somebody can't come and tell you what to do, how to do it, what to be, how to feel, when to stay. Like, a bitch can't come to me at this stage of my life and tell me nothing about the way in which to be Hope at any given moment in time, because I know how I want to handle situations. I know what's going to work best for my mental health. I know what's going to work best for my emotional health. And at that time, I didn't have that. And that's something that I wanted to come and talk to you all about tonight. because it's one of those things that I think, especially in the LGBT community, we all fall short of it. There's always somebody trying to tell us how to be a better gay, how to be a better lesbian, how to be a better, bisexual person, how to be a better trans woman, how to be a better trans man, how to be there's always somebody that thinks that they can manufacture us and who we're supposed to be in society and how we're supposed to show up. And that shit just ain't motherfucking true. And it's one of those things where when you allow that sort of spirit to kind of sort of take over and run rampant in your life, then anybody can come and tell you what you ain't, what you are, who you will be, who you won't be, and you take those things at face value and run with them. And that to me is childlike behavior. That stuff to me, y'all, is childlike behavior. I'm not going to be in a space where anybody from off the fucking street out of the clear blue sky on a Sunday afternoon can come up in my life and tell me, oh, Hope, you are going to be this person because you have to be, or because you've chosen this and this is what I see for you, then you have to show up in the world like this. Because if you don't show up in the world like this, then basically everything that you're talking about is null and void. I don't believe that. I don't subscribe to that. Those are not things that I'm going to do. But it's easier said than done, right? Because there are some people that are sitting there and y'all are feeling me and you snapping your fingers and you shaking your head and you just like, yes, Hope, I'm fucking with it. I'm fucking with it. There are some of y'all that are debating. Y'all debating that super sticker. Y'all like, do I want to give her a super sticker today? Do I really want to give her a super sticker for this message? And let me tell you, this motherfucking education is worth it, okay? But it's one of those things where I feel like when you allow any Tom, Dick, and Harry to come up in your space and tell you who you're going to be, you start to lose yourself. And it's really easy for me to sit here and say all of these things after having gone through the things that I needed to go through in order to believe this about myself. But a lot of y'all haven't gone through those things. A lot of y'all don't know about, what it is and what it takes to get to that point. And so here it is. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to not want to subscribe to what the group is doing. It's not going to be easy to want to be the oddball out. It's not going to be easy to choose to be the person that is above the influence or under the influence or whatever the case may be in that moment. But I think that with life, with time, with experience, and with understanding, we all are able to figure out the things that work best for us. And so let's be very clear. Sometimes, okay, let's be very clear. Sometimes the best thing isn't always going to be the right thing. Let me say that again. Sometimes the best thing isn't always going to be the right thing. And that means that my best thing isn't always going to be your best thing. Oh, okay. So a lot of us like to think that we can play respectability politics with our life and that those things are the things that just help to guide us wherever the fuck we're going and that they apply to everybody, and they don't. Sometimes the thing that you are going to think is right and the thing that is going to be best for you is going to be that thing that is toxic universally for everybody else. But if that is the thing that works for you, as long as it's not child molestation or some weird ass motherfucking cult shit, I don't care. But I think that we also need to acknowledge that not everybody has the same life experience. Not everybody's going to have the same opinions, and not everybody is going to share the same ideals, right? And so it's going to be one of those things where sometimes you have to realize that you being yourself, bitch, is going to have to be you choosing to drink when everybody else says nah. Because what happens then is that you learn from experience. Because when you get alcohol poisoning that first time after everybody told your motherfucking ass not to drink, then guess what? The next time you come back with a clearer mindset. But what was best for you in that moment was for you to get ass face wasted and lay on that motherfucking concrete in the middle of LA. And that is okay. Sometimes it's gonna be you choosing to have sex with that person that you shouldn't be doing it with because you got spiritual ties and this motherfucker don't like you. And you are gonna have to be okay with the idea that sometimes you need to have that experience and get your little heart broke so that you can come back with a newer, fresher ideal and appeal on life so that the next time that it happens, you can make the next best decision that's best for you. But in those moments, we have to stop trying to use respectability politics to gauge what is right? And do the thing that makes us feel good in that moment, because sometimes that thing that makes us feel good in that moment and hurts us later are the things that we use to learn from. And if you always avoid them because you're trying to police the way in which you move, then you don't learn. Then you don't grow. Then nothing ever evolves. Then nothing ever changes. And that's no fun either. Okay. That is no fun either. None of that is any motherfucking fun. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to offer some of the hopefuls an opportunity or a chance to join my feed. So if you have comments, you have questions, you have concerns, and you want to join the feed. Oh wait, no, that's the link to the thing, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me grab y'all the link to actually join. Let me grab you all the link to actually join. I'm sorry. I'm going to grab you all the link to actually join. Hold on. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that I got like the right thing. So, boom. Here's the link if you want to join and be a part of the conversation. It's 1 a.m. here in London, and I just wanted to say that I love your spirit and how you always have a point on your stories. Thank you. I don't believe in just, bullshit stories. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in like bullshit stories or having stories for no reason. So if you would like to join, then click that StreamYard link at the bottom. If you have anything that you want to like add to the conversation, or if you have something that you want to question about the conversation, or whatever the case may be, feel free to join in. I think I can house at least like 10 of us so that we can just have like a cute little chit chat and X, Y, and Z. And don't forget to have those super stickers and all of those things put in. I'm gonna be looking down here to see if there's anybody that wants to like join the conversation that I need to add to the room. But I wanted to start doing this for my super sticker folks and my Patreon people, because like oftentimes you all get a chance to hear how I feel about a lot of things, and I talk about a lot of things at you, but y'all don't have a chance to also rebut me unless it's just like in the comments. And so I wanted to give space and lend space for you all to be able to talk to me and not just at me. I'm sorry, my contact is acting all the way the fuck up, and I really want to put my glasses on, but I'm afraid that if I put my glasses on, because the ring light has a reflector, that it's going to fuck me up. And yeah, I don't need those problems, but I do have some eye drops. 1 second. Oh my God. I love you too, Kiki. But yeah, I'm sorry, y'all, because this is really killing me. Oh my God. I don't know what has been up, but it's been like all day. And I think it just might be time for me to change it. But I feel like I just put these in though. Like crazy. But anyway, if you all don't have, or if nobody wants to join the rest of the chat, if anybody doesn't have any questions, I'm going to go. But I know that there's a little bit of a lag. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask your questions. If you all have any questions, feel free to ask your questions and things of that nature. Feel free to ask your questions and whatnot of that nature. But if not, I feel like this was a good session. We did like 33 minutes of content. What? We did like 33 minutes of content with a steady 20 people. And we had a good amount of Patreon people as well as YouTube subscribing people. And then, like I said, I'm just going to continue to build the audience. And y'all let me know if y'all like videos like this. Do you all like videos where there's like a story time with a message, or do y'all prefer just like when I do the makeup sort of things, or would y'all prefer me to have like a topic that you all get to choose? Like, how do y'all want this to operate? I'm scared to come on. Don't be scared, child. Ain't nobody on here except the people that subscribe and love the kid. Been on before. LOL, no questions. I love these. Yes. Child, my little edges done floofed because I didn't put no edge control on them. I really don't like putting edge control on unless I'm going somewhere. Like if I'm not going nowhere, if I'm just like gonna be in the house, I usually don't put anything on my I usually don't put anything on my hair, which is crazy. But yes, so I enjoy all of your lives. The variety is great. I think the variety is great too. I just always like to make sure that I'm giving people who are paying for their stuff, thank you, JL. or Joe. I don't know. I think I said J-O because there's a space in between the J and the O. But yeah, like I just like to make sure that anybody who is providing payment for these lives, like the people who pay for my Patreon, I want to make sure that you all are getting quality, different sort of experiences that you don't get on Instagram. And I think that we get a little bit more candid on here than we do on Instagram, which is always dope for me. Just because I feel like that's what y'all pay for. This is the side of me that you all pay for, where it's just kind of like this real uncut, like raw ass version of me. And I think the same thing with like some of the YouTube subscribers. Y'all pay for my genuine opinion and not like my YouTube, I don't want to get blocked or shadow banned opinion, which I fuck with. So I'm just happy that you all are enjoying it. Somebody asked about Tarzan. Tarzan is good. Everything is like pretty much fine. Everything is pretty much fine. I'm in a space where everything is like pretty decent. Everything is really good. I'm moving forward. I'm in a more like, I don't know. I don't want to say happy space because I'm not really happy. There's still stuff that is happening that like I want to, get my footing on. Like I'm not necessarily happy, but I'm not in a terrible funk or whatever the case may be. I'm just not as happy as I know that I could be or be achieving or whatever the case may be. But everything is good for the person who did ask about Tarzan a little bit earlier. So yeah, since there are no more questions, y'all, I love y'all. Thank y'all for making this live a very easy one. I can't wait till I get me some hopefuls that want to come and sit and talk on here with me, because I know that a lot of people be wanting to go live. Like when I be on Instagram, bitches be trying to go live. Okay. And I think that the reason why that is because most people who want to go live are not paying for the Patreon, so they don't know that they have this opportunity. But it is what it is, Chad. It is what it is. And they'll be missing out until they're not missing out anymore. Patreon is $6. So if you want to switch over from YouTube, because I'm not sure how much the YouTube one is. If you want to switch over from your YouTube one, you can support me on Patreon for $6. And you'll have access to all the behind the scenes, poems, all type of other crazy shit that I put on there every now and then. Sometimes it gets a little risque. So if you ain't trying to see me half naked, then I wouldn't recommend it for you. And that's just what it is. You in California? No, I'm not in California. Unfortunately, but I will be. I'll be in California. I'm thinking sometime between January and December. I just have to find an apartment that I like. Something that's affordable, something that I like. And I just haven't found one yet because I'm not really looking for one just yet. I feel like it's still too early. Because people, when you start looking for an apartment in October, people want you to either move in October or they want you to move in early November. So yeah, I am not looking to move that early. So I am thinking about not looking for an apartment until, what's the phase. So the Patreon link, let me see. Let me see how your Patreon view of your creator page, view your public page. Here we go. All right, so here is the Patreon link. Here's the Patreon link, you all. Bam. Bam. That's the Patreon link. What's Patreon? I'm on YouTube. So John Jordan, Patreon is a place where you actually pay a subscription. You can either do a monthly subscription. So monthly it would be $6. And I think that for the year, it's like 60 something bucks. And essentially what it does is it gives you access to all of my shit. Like whenever why did they keep sending me that email? I'm sorry, y'all, but it gives you access to all of my shit. So if you're somebody that truly supports and like really wants to be a part of everything that I have going on, the behind the scenes, you want to see episodes of Can We Talk first? Like there's a bunch of stuff that patrons get to see first that other people don't get to see. So usually when I upload episodes of Can We Talk, you all on the patron side get to see it before anybody gets to see it. Like I don't usually drop the episode on YouTube until about a week later or maybe a couple of days later, depending on how much buzz it's getting. But y'all get to see it early. there's sometimes I do give behind the scenes like clips and footage about little things that I'm doing. There's poetry. There are scantily clad photos because that's just how I live my life. And there will be a little bit more videos coming up soon that talk in detail about like my kink lifestyle. Sometimes I have guests. So I had my friend Kier come on here. Him and I both engage in like kink lifestyles and kink whatever. And we've also engaged with one another. And so him and I have really funny stories about like our sex life in the way that we've engaged with one another. So that's kind of cool. And there's just a bunch of different varieties. Sometimes I get on here and we talking about the issues, and sometimes I get on here and we talking about dick, and sometimes I get on here and we're talking about whatever. But Patreon is just a place where you can actually be a part of it, and then like, you know, subscribe to all of the goodies that I have to give you all via Patreon. I like to keep it cheap because I feel like keeping it cheap keeps you all, you know, engaged and involved. So it's only $6 a month, but if you do want to pay like a yearly thing, just so that you know, like whatever, you know, there we go. I'm sorry. Oh, I already subscribed to Patreon for TS Medicine and the Grapevine. See, John Jordan, now I feel stupid. You could have just been like, okay, like you could have just said thank you. You didn't have to tell me that you already do it. See, now I feel dumb because I done gave a whole explanation out here in these streets. I done gave a whole explanation, and you just like, yeah, I said that wrong. But okay, at least you know how it works. So that's cool. But for the other people who did not know how it works, because some of you all are still on YouTube or whatever the case may be, that is how it works. That's what's on my Patreon. And that's some of the stuff that you can look forward to. I do like to always give that disclaimer though, because some people are weird about seeing trans bodies half naked. And I do sometimes on my Patreon get half naked. If that's not your thing, then, you know, like I'm just letting you know, like forewarning, that I definitely do get half naked. And there definitely will be videos of like some of my kink play. And because I know that Kier is down, there might even be videos of Kier and I playing. So if you're not into seeing queer people play, then you might not want to be on there, because that is a part of my life that I don't include often, because so much of my platform is about my advocacy. But I do want to include more pieces about the parts of me that I do think are super fun. Like I love art. So I'm going to be, you know, taking y'all to art museums with me. And I love to do poetry. And so there will be poetry there. There will be me singing. I'm going to actually be singing on my Patreon and all that good shit. So, I just like to give disclaimer, because people be like, wait a minute, hold up. Hope got too much going on. Like I thought she was an activist, good girl type, and here she is, you know, doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm just not sure I'm ready for this. So I always like to let people know what is going on and how it is coming on the Patreon. I used to have separate tiers, but now I don't see the point in it. I just feel like whatever, if you're paying, like you all get the same content. And that's just how that goes. But I think that we made good progress tonight. We done been on here for like almost an hour. Y'all don't have really any questions. I've gotten my story out, so you know. Thank you, John Jordan. I see your pledge right there. I see you. I see your pledge, John Jordan. I see you coming through. I see you coming through with your stuff and your things or whatever. So, yeah. I'm excited to have all of the new people that have joined both this month and last month. I forgot to shout out the people from last month. If anybody has a birthday, please put your birthday in my inbox. I want to make sure you get shouted out on the Patreon. I want to make sure that I show you some love. I want to make sure that I show you some light. And to all the other people like John who probably subscribed and I just missed the email, thank you for subscribing. We love you over here. You are now officially a hopeful. And we can't wait to have some laughs and share some stories and get you involved with everything that is going on over here in Sunflower Land. But until next time, y'all, peace, love, and hope. I love you, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys. Y'all saw how I did it. Okay, wait. So before I go, y'all saw how I did that look? Because what happened was I pressed in broadcast, but when you press in broadcast on here, it gives you another box to say in broadcast again. So I was like, bye guys. And then like I hit in broadcast and I was like, And then I realized I had to press it again, so then I look stupid. But bye, guys, for real, because now I have to end the broadcast for real because it gave me the second one. So I'm going to just press the second one and I'm going to go. I'm going to just go. All right, cool.